Man, this reload button doesn't work worth it. Whoops. Family channel. Family channel! I got a new door. They were on sale at Bunker Barn. I couldn't resist. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another tainted episode of the Center Beacon. This weekend, we are on test server again. We are going to discuss the new reload button feature. Long awaited, much anticipated. We've been asking for this for a while. Reload button is here. We are also going to check out another new medium weapon. Not the Storm, not the Quiet Storm, but the Vortex. Imagine swirly wind sound effects. Also, we are going to look at the slightly improved user interface. But before we get to that, let's get to this. It's Christmas time, nearly, and I have it on good authority that this is a new robot from Pixonic. No, not the Inquisitor, the Christmas tree. It's called the Tannenbaum, and its special ability is it lights up. That's not true. This is true, though. This is real, not a joke. This is the Vortex. Those are special effects that I did for this episode, custom special effects. It is a short-range missile complex type deal. Very similar to the Aphid. Each one has 6 rockets there. It is a 350 meter range weapon. I like the model on this thing. It's really well done, and the scale is nice. I think they got the proportions just right on this one as opposed to the Storm weapon, being slightly on the small side. So let's jump into some gameplay, see what kind of trouble we can get into here. Obviously, I'm already in trouble. I've got a stalker in my spawn. But what we're going to talk about first here for this weekend's test server is the reload button. The reload button is going to let you reload any of your magazine-fed weapons basically anytime you want, as long as there's at least one round out of one of the weapons you have equipped. You can see I just reloaded right there, so I don't have to sit there and waste time shooting. Now, for weapon systems like this, the Thunder, the Pinata, the Orca, and so on and so forth, these self-loading weapons are not going to be affected by the reload. So this is going to be something for Terrans, Malots, Punishers, so on and so forth. But you can see here, there's no point in trying to reload Columbuses because all those things are self-loading anyway, so it's already doing it for you. Punishers in this instance, this is a great use of the reload button. So you guys are going to get some utility out of this. It won't be across the board. You're not going to reload Zeus's like on that Fury there. Thunders aren't going to reload. Orcans aren't going to reload with the button. You can see I'm pressing it. It's not going to do anything because these weapons are already reloading themselves for you. So bear that in mind when you use it. Now here the Scourges, these are affected because the Scourges, even though it's sort of a capacitative mechanism, what they do is operate like a magazine. You can deplete them and then stop, and then the magazine stays where it was, or the battery in this case, or whatever you want to think of it as. So you can use the reload button in this respect. Just make sure you don't accidentally press it. Let's move on and talk about the general UI improvements. You'll notice your health bar, the numbers are quite a bit larger than before. But primarily what we're going to focus on here in these next couple of clips is right there. We're looking at the reticle. They've cleaned it up. They've tried to make it a little bit more readable for your target. And in order to indicate damage, we've got those little tiny flashing arrows. Now those arrows need to be quite a bit larger and a little bit more persistent on the screen for my taste. You can see there, they're a bit momentary, and sometimes it was difficult to tell if I was even doing damage to anything. My personal suggestion for this is to simply do away with the arrows and have the target box flash when you're hitting the target. I think that'd be a lot simpler. Let's take a look at the contrast they've added now into the enemy's health bars. Right there you can see they've added a little white line around it so you can kind of differentiate a little bit more easily. Moving right along, Vortex. I did not care for this weapon. I feel like it needs more damage in order for me to consider replacing Orcans and Terrans with this thing. Now, not to turn it into a shock train situation, we don't want to go too crazy with the Cheese Whiz, but this thing you'll see right here, I'm going to unload a full salvo on that Cossack. He's still alive! If I had Orcans, that Cossack would have been dead, so this thing's going to need a little bit of tweaking yet. Now that was this weekend's test server in a nutshell. Speaking of nuts, I'm just going to tack this on here for fun, but this was something strange that happened. Don't ask me why I set up a golem with an Ansel and 2 ECU shields. I lost my mind. And then this happened. So I run into this stalker and clearly kind of ticked this guy off, but he really doesn't have the hardware to do a whole lot about me, and then he becomes more interested in someone or something else. This game was going straight to hell anyway, so I figured I'd just try to see how long I could survive. Turns out it only lasted about 45 seconds or so, but it was kind of funny to see all these people at the end of this game chase me around. You've seen this before on the live servers where these people are just like, oh, this guy's gotta die. The only guy who's not a threat to anybody, and I'm the one that's got to die here before my partner back there. But that is it. That's all I have for this weekend's test server. If you like it, leave a comment. If you enjoy the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And as always, I will see you next time at the Center Beacon.